Previously on Dragon Ball Z. God, I wish that's how it actually happened. On top of learning that the diplomat was actually the king, Slim confirms that the Defias are indeed working with someone, and that they knew that this was bigger than them. In parting, he gives us the name of the man he'd been tasked with getting on board the king's ship, Hendel. Thankfully, Mikhail believes he knows exactly who that is. This Hendel is apparently one of the many Kultiris Marines that frequent the place. Captain Samal in Theramore would know exactly where he is. Understandably though, he doesn't like the sound of Elling Trias sending us, but informs us that Hendel was stationed at the first tower outside Theramore. However, when we get there, Hendel's nowhere to be seen. Who we do find though is Archmage Turvosh. Both him and Lady Jaina Proudmoore have been notified of the situation and are here to aid us. Private Hendel is actually to the west, protecting infiltrators as they keep tabs on the nearby Horde base. At the moment, he has other matters to attend to, though promises to catch up to us eventually. Now, I went over and found Hendel at his camp, though I'm at least 90% sure that we're going to die if we try this right now. Not only is he 4 levels ahead of us, but he also has 2 others with him that'll also likely jump our ass when we come here accusing him of things. If it was just him, like, maybe we'd be fine, but as it currently stands, it's definitely not going to be fine. So we're going to need some levels if we want any chance of saving Kingsley here. If we were Rocky Balboa, this is where we'd have a nice little training montage. But we're not. Unfortunately, but I don't know, maybe one day. Maybe. But instead, we now find ourselves at a bit of a crossroads. You know, like the one in Barrens. I swear I'm funny, please laugh. Up until this point, I'd had it in my mind that I'd run down to Stranglethorn and continue on down there. Mostly because that would seem like the easiest choice given that it's right next to Duskwood. Though you've seen the title of this video, you know that I actually chose to make it much worse for myself. So you may be asking yourself, gee Alex, why do you get 3 zones in this video? And I'd answer, cause life's not fair, that's why. But no, the real reason is that Hillsbrad has like 5 quests that are purely contained within the zone. And I mean, I could have totally made it its own video. Half of it would be me introducing the zone like this, and the other half would be boring as fuck. You've also probably noticed that there's a neat little part 1 in the title. We'll get to that. But for now, let's dive right into this shit. So during my time in Duskwood, there was a particular dungeon I had been holding off on. Partly because I was lazy and didn't really look for a group, and partly because I'm definitely not scared to go there. I definitely haven't seen a ton of death clips in this place or anything, and try as I might to avoid it, fate had other plans. For it was time to finally take on Gnomeregan. In short, Gnomeregan was the previous city of the gnomes before the incident. Which is wild when you see the inside, because like, what do you mean one of the smallest races built this place? Everything's huge. How does this make any sense? Why do you even need hallways this big? But they'd all lived here happily until the Fire Nation attacked. I mean the Trogs attacked. Yeah, that. To combat this sudden threat, Mechgineer Thermoplug unleashed toxic radiation throughout Gnomeregan, killing many Trogs, but also a whole lot of gnomes. Many that didn't die were then turned into these evil little leper gnomes that bite at people's ankles or something. Fuck, I don't know. Mechatork, king of the gnomes, now resides in Ironforge, the dwarven capital with the rest of the gnomes that had escaped. Now though, he's turned his sights upon not only reclaiming Gnomeregan for the gnomes, but also getting revenge on Thermoplug for betraying gnomes everywhere. While in Gnomeregan, we're to gather lost information and various bits and pieces to help them rebuild. But ultimately, our end goal is to kill Thermoplug. Easy enough, right? Inside, the place is absolutely crawling with Trogs, leper gnomes, their machines, and whatever the hell this is. The vibes here are absolutely wild. Like, one minute you'll be caving in a small family of 4, and the next you'll be getting zapped by this little baby man in big electronic whatever the fuck. While we're busy clearing out the place, we'll also go about collecting various bits of quote-unquote robo-mechanical guts. I hate that. For Shoni, the little gnome we'd helped back in the dead mines, she needs them for her gyrodramatic excavationators, which is definitely not something she just made up on the spot. That'd be crazy. Aside from those, we'll also be collecting these things called essential artificials, supposedly a nigh universal mechanical component that's great for the various tinkerers and smiths of Ironforge. A nice little grocery list of random shit to find while we're out and getting radiation poisoning. Hidden within one of the dormitory rooms is a goblin named Kurnaby. Let's really just out here taking a nap. After removing him from the establishment, we come face to face with living Fallout? This place is just 50 shades of fucked up. Now here's the part where I go on to piss off anyone who's come in here to farm for a certain maze. After taking on the crowd pummeler 960, the lad was nice enough to drop this mace for us. Nearly 10 levels after Tome of Valor, we finally get a replacement for Varigan's Fist. I'm both happy and sad to see it go. You're getting stashed in the bank, buddy. But just getting the mace isn't the fucked up thing here. The fun part is that this mace comes with 3 charges, each increasing your attack speed quite significantly for a good while. And that's cool and all, except there's no way to get these charges back. Once you've used them, they're gone, and I bet you can't guess what I did immediately after getting this. I used all 3. No, I only used 1 right away, but it's really not that horrible, but dude, I wasted that shit, man. The only way we're getting any of those charges back is to just get a whole new mace, and I'd really rather not. But in descending deeper, we begin to come across dark iron dwarves with these fun little mines that'll blow up if we don't deal with them right away. This is also the stretch of this dungeon that I've seen dozens upon dozens of death clips on, because if you pull anything from down below, they're going to bring everyone else up with them. It's a mess. Thankfully though, we don't have any issues at all, as we're soon staring down Mechgineer Thermoplug, the betrayer who put Nomergon into this whole mess. Back in Ironforge, Galban Mechatork, king of the gnomes, wanted revenge upon this lad, and we're gonna dish that shit up on a silver platter, my guy. Once the traitor had fallen and the instance was finished, we headed back through to pick up any remaining quest items. Even though the evils of this place have been purged, it still had one more tragedy to share with the world. As we were making our way back, Zipper, our rogue, had gone off on his own to grab some of the artificials lying around. At least, that was until shit, dude. I think this is one of the first character deaths that Alex has ever been close to. I mean, yeah, there were a couple that happened not too far from where I was leveling at certain points, but never anyone I'd grouped with. Shit sucks, man. With heavy hearts, we begin the process of turning everything in and... Wait, what do you mean I have to go back in? Okay, we'll keep this brief, because just like our second run of Dead Mines, not a whole lot of interest happened here. Which, I guess when you really think about it, is a good thing. We got our more concentrated Fallout and found the grime-encrusted ring, an item to start up another quest in here. It hadn't dropped the first time, so I was actually kind of glad that I had another reason to come back, otherwise I probably just wouldn't have. After we'd finished this time, though, I made a point of staying with our rogue friend. I wasn't about to have another one go dying on me. As we returned to turning in these quests, we brought this ring back to the gnome who'd made it, and he made improvements to it. One by one, we went about updating our little gnome friends about what had happened in Nomergon. As we got back to Mechatork and saw the quest rewards, I knew what needed to be done. This one's for you, Jimmy. With the various robot bits we'd collected, Shoni in Stormwind is able to fix up some of her gyrodramatic excavationators. Only just, 398 to go. Good luck with that. For saving the goblin, we had to head down to Booty Bay, but there's a problem. We haven't been there yet, so we have to walk the entire way, and, Southern Stranglethorn is scary as fuck, my dude. Like, why is he just standing there? menacingly. This road just belongs to him now. This gear should help you against thermoplug. I think you're a bit late for that one, my guy, but thanks for the effort, you know, it's just, cool. So that was neat, and maybe it's time to, you know, get to the zones that the video is actually about. With that all tidied up and finished, we'll finally follow up with Loremaster Dibs about recovering more books for the Stormwind Library. Yes, this technically took place before Nomergon, don't worry about it. He not only tells us where to find the books, but also to look for one in particular called the Arm of Grilek, as it contains ancient troll lore that he just must learn. They'll all be up north in the ruins of Altarac, currently occupied by a bunch of ogres. Great! Marshal Redpath also has a bounty upon said ogres, so that works out pretty nicely for us, I guess. Aside from those two, Magistrate Henry Maleb was just recently assigned as magistrate, as the previous one was assassinated. He's sure that the syndicate's involved, a group of thieves led by previous nobles from the fallen kingdom of Altarac. There's several camps of them to the north, so we should go up there and just, you know, clear a couple of them out, because sure, why not? Just one person up against fucking, I don't know, 30 dude. Fuck. This next quest, though, brings up a rather unfortunate problem. Up till now, we've been playing under self-found rules, meaning that I can only use things that either I find or make out in the world. There's no trading items with other players, there's no mailing, no auction house, nothing. Up until now, it's been fun working around this limitation, especially back when I had to find a way to find a bunch of light leather for the blacksmithing quests. Though here, with Bartolo's Yeti fur cloak, we need an item called Hillman's Cloak, and as far as I know, the only way to find them is to either learn leatherworking and make it yourself, or to buy/trade it with somebody else. So, because I love myself, sometimes, I'm going to be removing this restriction. However, I'm going to continue on like I have been. If there's a way to find these items out in the world, like the bronze tube from Duskwood, I'll go out of my way to find them. If there's no other way outside of professions, we'll cave and use the auction house. Well, we could just profession hop and make these things ourselves. That's just psycho behavior, my guy, oh my god. While doing all of this too, something really unfortunate happened. This Yeti fur cloak quest also needs a bolt of woolen cloth, which can technically be found out in the world, say in like chests and fishing and whatever else. But before I grabbed the quest, we'd also just sold one to a vendor, and now it was too late to get it back. This could take ages to find again. Like, I'm so pissed that I just sold that a bit ago, and Are you fucking kidding me? Just so you know, I literally only just started fishing after getting back from Ironforge. Like, this was my second cast. WoW finally took pity on me just this once. With our new trusty crowd pummeler, With our new trusty crowd pummeler, we're unleashed upon northern Hillsbrad. Like the force of nature we are. Paladin gameplay is super fun, I swear. It's intense stuff. Yeah, no, each fight takes like a solid 30 seconds. But hey, at least we hit a little faster now, I guess. While up in these mountains, we find some rather interesting documents held by the Syndicate. One of them is more or less a list of supplies for about 20 people for an important mission against South Shore, signed by some lad named Baron V, whoever the hell that is. The other is an encrypted note that not even Loremaster Dibs is able to read. However, Prospector Stormpike decrypts this for us, but isn't really sure of what to make of it personally. Reading it over, it appears that whoever wrote this isn't actually with the Syndicate, but some other group allied with them. Though this alliance doesn't really seem to be in the Syndicate's favor, as the author is sure that the Syndicate will come to regret their choice of allying with them. Whoever they are, they're getting the Syndicate's help in taking over Stromgard in the Arathi Highlands. They wish to use the city for their own ends, for it isn't until the city's been taken that they can proceed with the second step of their plan, to prepare the way for the third host. I have No idea what that even means. Soon, the Legion Lords will reward our works by raining fire from the skies once again. Oh, fuck. As the letter ends, we find that it's addressed to the head of this Argus Wake. This group of shadow mages apparently looking to bring in demons in the Legion again. Nagaz, who'd written the letter, serves as their hand. Well, that all just doesn't sound great at all. We're to find this Nagaz and return with his head, but holy shit, everything's red here now. On top of dealing with the Syndicate here, we'd also previously dealt with a small group of them back in Arathi. They were there targeting several supply shipments meant for the Alliance in the area as they tried to reclaim Stromgard. As it currently stands, the city's in a three-way stalemate between the Alliance, Syndicate, and Ogres. It's a right mess, I tell you what. These Syndicate lads are really just like to defy us with extra steps. No, I swear we're different. See, we're wearing orange, not red. Finally, we're to head north and get various rings from the Syndicate. These rings were held by the previous nobles of Altarac before it had fallen into ruin. The very same nobles that now make up the Syndicate that we've been steadily growing to love. But like Nagaz and the various ogres, we'll just set this aside for when we're a bit more powerful. God, we've had to do that a lot lately, haven't we? Luckily though, there's still one little quest line for us to do here. Lieutenant Farron Orinel wants us to bully some Murlocs for him, which you know, that's simple enough. Wait, he means like, for him. Like he'd take credit for it? Are we okay with this? Don't look at me, I'm just as disappointed as you are. What can I say? We gotta help out a bub in need, even if they're just gonna take all the credit. You know, this is actually kind of fucked up. Like, we'll help him with this, but then they'll think he's capable of doing more, pushing him deeper into this lie that he's able to handle himself. We'll fall deeper and deeper into this cycle of deception until there's no way out. We'll be stuck handling this guy's shit for the rest of our lives. Actually, what am I saying? We can literally just leave. But that's actually pretty much exactly what happens. After defeating these first Murlocs, Marshal Redpath wants proof that Farron's actually killing the Murlocs, so demands to have their heads. Of all the things that'd have to have a low drop rate, I feel like heads really shouldn't be one of those. Like, how the hell do some of these lads just not have heads? I can literally see them right there. So, no head. Even after delivering those in Farron's stead, Redpath wants more from him, now asking him to deal with the local Naga. Not only that, but he'd like Farron to report to him in person when the deed's done. However, Farron's got a plan. He's looking to get reassigned back to Stormwind and needs our help to do it. As he tells us, he can handle a drunken brawl or two, but the Naga are just way too much. His former mentor reached out to him, saying that Stormwind High Command is growing concerned with the Naga and that there's a great chance for promotion, or at least reassignment for anyone who can deal with them. So I guess we're just letting this happen? While out committing war crimes against the Naga, I come across something that I honestly had no idea even existed until now. At the very southeastern tip of Hillsbrad, there's this memorial set up for Anthony Ray Stark. From what I could find, they were apparently a friend of one of the developers, and this dwarf was their character. It was such a gut punch to stumble across this, but I love that it's in the game. Just a sort of way to immortalize their friend. And on that note, back to our war crimes. I feel like fighting Naga underwater is actually the worst idea one can come up with. Like, realistically, what's stopping them from just dragging your ass down to the bottom until you drown? But with our Naga decimated, Farron now wants us to report all of our good deeds to this previous mentor in Stormwind, Major Samuelson. With this report, getting transferred back to Stormwind is nearly guaranteed. I'm also 100% sure that we're mentioned nowhere in there. We may be enablers, but at least we did something good in the process. Who the hell are you? Meet Machoke, a little level 7 gnome friend that's currently lost and needs directions to the nearest flight path. I'm not exactly sure what he needs this for, since it won't be connected to anything, but sure, why not? And now you also may be wondering why we're completely derailing here. And that's valid. It's because I'm really bad at saying no to people. It's great. I love it. It fucking sucks. Once shown the way to the closest flight master, the little guy asks for some change to spend on potions to keep himself safe. And sure, but first we need to find somewhere to buy potions, and where else than the auction house that's been newly opened to us? Not that we ourselves used it, but you know. Several questionable purchases later, and we're back at the Flight Master where he bids me farewell. But oh no! He's got no flight locations and needs to get to Chalet Brondier, which, absolutely confused me before I realized that it's not a place, but a person. The Flight Master in the wetlands, to be exact. Apparently, an add-on he has is telling him to go there, and I have absolutely no idea why. I mean, the only thing you'd really be going to Menethil at that level for would be to go to the Night Elf starting area, right? Like, there's literally nothing else for you there. Now, most people would bow out here like, good luck, buddy, Godspeed. But we're already in too deep. We're absolutely lost in the sauce. And we were also coping by saying that we had to go that way anyways to go to Theramore, which wasn't totally a lie. I mean, I did, but it wasn't my immediate concern at the moment. But before we leave, what's that thing following you? Can I get one? Can I get a cat? That's a weird-looking cat, my guy. Whatever, man, let's just bounce. I just want to put out there, too, for those unfamiliar with WoW, running from Ironforge to Menethil like this is a solid 20 minutes. Oh, why am I doing this, man? I like how you talk. For some reason, I feel like you're a streamer or something. Oh god, he's on to us. Well, not exactly a streamer. Making these videos kinda counts, right? It's close. I get where he's coming from, and God, I think some introspection is in order. Why do I talk like this? As we passed through the wetlands, nearly every crocolisk saw our little friend as their next snack. Like legit every single one we saw just ran up to us like it was a free buffet. It's like completing an escort quest, but your target actually has some sense of self-preservation. But after roughing it through the swampy mess that is the wetlands, we finally see Menethil on the horizon and bring Machoke to Chalet. I swear by the end of this series, I'm just gonna know so many NPCs by name. Like, I don't think I'm ever forgetting this fish's name anytime now. We wish him well and watch him soar off into the sky. But wait, if we don't follow him to Keranos, he'll get hopelessly lost again. We can't allow that to happen. Wait, what do you mean you were just joking? God damn it, we're in too deep. There's no escape. The lad asked for more money, so fuck it, here's another gold. I mean, I'm not gonna be using it. As far as I know, paladins don't even have to pay for mounts, so like, we don't really have to save up for anything. His cat wasn't enough, as now he wants a chicken, just like mine. Oh, here's a mechanical one on the auction house, but it's nearly everything I just gave you. Bro, there's no way. There ain't no way, dude. There ain't no way Lad really just bought himself a chicken with the gold I just gave him. He approaches us with his newly acquired chicken, happy that we now match, but wait, why do they look different? Well, I didn't even realize that he bought a robot. So he's not real? I mean, I feel like there's some philosophical debate that could be had here, but I get what you mean. Look, Alizari, I really like you. Maybe we'll rule the world together. Oh, Lad's got some dreams, I'll give him that much, sure. But seriously, we need to get back on track. This little side adventure has gone on for way too long, in my opinion. We just have to hearth back and... Oh my god. Dude, what are you doing? There were like 5 wolves on you, oh my god.
Well, now that you're here, surely you can help me with some quests.
Why do I do this to myself? Together, we decimate some leper gnomes and the nearby Frostmane trolls, but I make it absolutely clear. After this, I'm done. This has been like an hour and a half at this point. Though, at one point in here, he did ask me why I was being so nice to him, and I don't know, I didn't really have an answer right away for him. I just told him that I felt the game needed more nice people in it, and something be the change you want to see in the world, something. Though, when I really thought on it later, I think I have a better answer. I remember what it's like to be in that position. Everything in the game is new and exciting, and there's just all of these possibilities hidden within it. You don't really see things in a mechanical perspective. You don't really know how any of this works, and just live in this world created for your enjoyment. 18 years ago, when I'd first started playing the game back in Burning Crusade, I remember being like this little kid. Or at least I assume that they're a kid. Anyways, I had these friends that I made in the game, this younger couple that also liked to play, and they were able to show me around the world and guide me through it. The husband/boyfriend was this human warrior named Gruggan, and the wife/girlfriend was a Draenei paladin named something like Candace? Cadence? I don't know, I was dumb as a kid and never really looked too hard at the name to remember it. There was like a Y in it somewhere, I don't know, man. But I do remember playing with them on Bronzebeard and just having so much fun. They left an impression on me, to the point that I still remember them after all of this time. I really wished I had some way to contact them, keep in touch, but shit sucks. But after thinking on it, I think a part of me just wanted to be that sort of figure for someone else. Leave that sort of lasting impact that they'll remember for a good, long while. But enough sentimental shit, we've got certified cringe to get back to. While running around South Shore, we'd run into this mage-looking fellow called Finn Odelic. Odelic? Fuck, dude. That wants us to check in on his colleagues off in Arathi. They're all sure that the undead are working upon a new plague and want to check it out. He'd sent Quay and Kinalori into Goshek Farm to investigate, and we find them overlooking the farm, taking it in from a safe distance. They'd seen a courier come out of the small house on the farm and want us to track them down and intercept whatever documents they were looking to deliver. So, we previously thought Hendel would be difficult to take on, as he had 2 other level 35 elite bubs aside from himself. Well, this one's even worse. And I am dumb as shit. Like, surely we can take this, right? Even if we only get the courier, loot them, and run, we can easily do that much, right? God, I should not be alive right now. Fuck this, man. I'm going back to Theramore. But let's at least see the rest of this through before that. Kinalori wants to sneak into the farm and grab the alchemist research as well. And with all of this gathered, we return to Finn, updating him on his friends and everything that's happened. With any luck, we'll figure out what the Forsaken are up to and put an end to it. Awesome! Great. It's just almost fucking died, my dude. God. And now, it's time for us to come full circle. We're now strong enough to take on Hendel and find out where the king is. We post up, ready to destroy this lad as fast as possible. This time, there's no hunter to save us if everything goes ass up. Revving up our mace for the second time, we unleash the carnage. Though, before much more can be done to Hendel, Turbosh shows up with Jaina as they quickly go into subduing Hendel, causing the other two to flee. With Hendel under their custody, he's to be interrogated until he tells them everything he knows. However, we're told that this could take some time, though they'll keep us updated should they find out anything more. While we weren't able to track down the king specifically, we were able to at least get one step closer to his rescue. We're given a ring for our efforts, which is somehow worse than the two I already have, and we're sent on our way. For the time being, we're going to put Arathi and that whole area on hold. Certainly, Theramore and Dustwallow Marsh has enough to keep us occupied. Right? Bro, you can't just end it like that. That's gonna make it sound horrible.